My dad walked into my living room and joked about dieting for his tux because he was walking his girl down the aisle. I told him I'd already asked my stepdad. His smile collapsed, and by midnight my phone was a war zone. My parents divorced when I was 6. For a year or two, my dad actually showed up every other weekend. Then he married a woman with a son my age, and I became a ghost in my own schedule. My dad suddenly lived for baseball and truck projects because his stepson did. I sat inside while they bonded outside. If I tried to join, he'd wave me off like I was delicate. Careful, honey, you'll get dirty. This is a little technical for you. He wasn't cruel. He was absent while standing right there. Then he had 2 more kids. That was the final downgrade. I watched him become the dad I remembered, just not for me. I got squeezed between my half-siblings' parties and games, like I was an appointment he couldn't cancel. Money showed up. He didn't. My mom remarried my stepdad, and the difference was instant. He never forced a dad label on me. He just showed up. When my dad forgot my 13th birthday because the baby was sick, my stepdad knocked and said, "Want the most expensive burger in town?" No lecture, just presents. As I got older, I stopped calling my bio dad with good news because he always sounded busy. "That's great, sweetie. Can I call you back?" I started going to my stepdad instead. He taught me to drive. He stayed up late helping me finish school stuff. He remembered my pizza order and my friends' names. When I was 19, I was sexually assaulted. I didn't tell my dad because I could already hear the awkward sympathy and the silence after. My mom and stepdad held me together. My stepdad drove me to the police station when I couldn't stop shaking. He paid for therapy when insurance wouldn't. So when I got engaged, I already knew who had earned that aisle. Yesterday, my dad called saying he was in the area. He showed up with his 15-year-old son and acted like we were close. We made shallow small talk about his wife's business and his son's school. Then he grinned at me like he was collecting a prize. "So, should I start a diet for the tux?" He said. "I want to look sharp when I walk my girl down." Everything went slow. His grin stayed up, like it was guaranteed. Then he leaned forward, already celebrating. Next, my hands went cold on my own knees. Then my fiancé looked at me and didn't blink. After that, his son stared, waiting for my reaction. I kept my voice even and didn't flinch. "Actually, my stepdad is walking me." My dad's face snapped from shock to hurt. "What? Why?" "Because he's been my father," I said. "You haven't. I'm your father," he snapped. "I paid for you. I took you every other weekend. You hosted me," I said. "You didn't parent me." He tried to bargain. "Half the aisle, a symbolic split, anything that fixed his optics without fixing us." I said no. I offered one thing, an honorary father-daughter dance. Otherwise, he was a guest. The tension made me sick, so I asked him to leave. After he left, his side of the family came out swinging. Tradition. Respect. You only get one dad. Nobody asked what it felt like to grow up disposable. My aunt called my stepdad a stranger. The stranger was the man who protected me after the assault. The man she defended still doesn't even know it happened. A few days later, my dad called. He said, "I didn't realize you felt like a burden. I was just trying to make my marriage work." Like his marriage needed my abandonment as fuel. I asked if he'd ever wondered how it felt watching him raise my half-siblings the way he never raised me. Long pause. "I did the best I could," he said. That was it. My stepdad didn't campaign. He quietly offered to step aside if it would stop the fighting, which somehow proved, again, why he deserved the spot. I wasn't choosing a title. I was choosing the man who showed up. On my wedding day, my stepdad waited until I reached for his hand. Right before we walked, he whispered, "I'm proud of you." My dad didn't attend. He told people it was too painful to watch. All I know is his seat was empty. 3 weeks later, he finally called after seeing pictures online. "You looked happy," he said. I was. Pause. "He did a good job," he added, meaning my stepdad. Child support was a legal obligation. It was never a down payment on my wedding moment. I don't hate my dad. I just stopped shrinking to protect him from the consequences of his absence. For the first time, I felt peace.